veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capping space. I won't stop till I hear him say,
Hey, we're back. It's Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 16, Unbearable Truth. How are you doing, Kimberly? How's it going? Happy Tuesday.
Yes, doing well. How about you?
I am doing well also. Thank you so much for asking. It's been a busy week, and but we're going to proceed on. The weather is kind of iffy here in the Detroit area. It's been raining off and on today, so just that kind of day. What about there where you are?
Oh, it is feeling good to me in North Carolina. We have 60s. I think I saw upper 50s early this morning, but I am loving the cooler
Nice.
temperatures.
Oh, okay. Oh, you like it cooler than warmer,
Yes.
huh?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
okay. All right. That's all right. I like it warmer than cooler, but I get it. I get it. And how are you guys doing out there? Tell us where you're from. I see Roro's in the chat. Happy Tuesday. Mocha Mima says she enjoyed the episode. Indeed.
Mhm.
Yes. How are you ladies doing? Both members of the A team. So good to see you guys. Welcome in. Come on in and drop some hearts or something, or just say hey. Even if you're at work, just say hey real quick, and we understand. We understand, guys. So we'll go
Yes.
ahead and get started here. We'll see who we'll get started with first. The first couple this episode, this unbearable episode. What did you think of while I get these pictures up, what did you think of the Bears and how manly your Clinty Poo wanted to just kind of go out there and tussle with them, it seemed like.
Look, I was like them at first. Oh, I hope we see bears. So I agree with them on that part because I wanted to see a bear too since I wasn't there. But
We didn't see him, but he wanted to like open the door. Let me go out to my car. Let me look. Let me shake their hand. I was like, you know what, Clint, you're doing
right,
a lot. You're doing a
doing a
lot.
lot.
Doing a
And I
lot.
gave Clint a strike. He got his first strike, and I got a 3-strike rule because he put us all in danger by walking out there and trying to mingle with the bears. Clint, that is a no-no.
You said trying to mingle with them, huh?
Yes.
Was it just me, guys, or did they seem like they were cubs? Because I think they were maybe cubs.
Yeah, they were. I think
but,
so too.
But still, like, so two things about that. A cub is probably just as strong as a grown man with their size and their strength, right? And then the other thing is, if they're cubs, that means there's a mama bear around, and she will probably like kill you just for looking at her little cub.
So true.
So
Yes.
I don't know. It's just a mess. Oh, hush up, Roro. I should never ask about what the weather is like. And it's always the same in Central Florida. It's either 75 or 95, whatever.
You're right. It's so true.
LMV, hey. What'd you say, Roro? Clint was only messing with the baby. Yeah. Yeah, but let that mama bear come out and see him messing that would have been a mess.
Yes.
Yeah. So this first couple, Nicole and Chris, what can we say about Nicole and Chris this episode? Let me see. Well, Nicole, I guess this episode, she wasn't as intrusive maybe this episode. Would you say that, or do you think she was?
I agree. Seems something was bothering her.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. The drive in. Now that's so interesting. Like, the women of color had to drive their baby husbands, right? Their baby little man-child husbands that Mavs gives black women every season. These for the street Negroes or
Mhm.
feminine guys that, I'm sorry, I just can't get with
Mhm.
it. Like if I wanted a woman, if somebody wanted a feminine person, they would just marry another woman, I think. But anyway,
Right.
I digress. But Chris, at least got to give him credit. At least he was driving the vehicle. I believe he was driving, right, and then also Clint
Yes.
was driving. Like,
My Clinty Poo was driving.
so like, what is that? Is that like racism 101? What is that?
Or is it the women? Because I enjoy
Mm,
driving, but when I'm with a man, I like for him to
girl,
drive. I don't
thank
want to
you.
drive, so I'm gonna, put forth that thought or whatever to let him know, hey, don't you want to drive? But it seems like that is so common. So maybe it's the women because these two women
Oh.
kind of do like to lead.
Okay, I like to lead sometimes, but like you said, I can't think of very rarely, and I think of a couple of instances, and they really stand out in my mind because, I was very comfortable with these particular men at that stage that we were at, and they had
Mm-hmm.
all of the driving in the past to dates or wherever we were going, and for whatever reason, they asked me to drive like one time here or there. No big
Right.
deal. No big deal. Like maybe he's tired. He's been at work all day. Maybe he's
Mm-hmm.
tired. Maybe he wants to see if I've got good driving skills so he can decide whether he wants to make me his wife. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. But I never really been out with men who wanted me to do the driving, nor have I ever really wanted to do the driving with a man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm with my girlfriend or something, yeah. But anyway, I digress. I
Right.
just thought it was interesting. But yes, so the two of them, they're on the road headed to the retreat, and it seems as if they're what were they fighting about again? You got to remind me.
They, Nicole is wanting to move in with her husband, but her husband doesn't want to live with her.
Well,
So
call the
she's
whole
just
thing off before you waste any more time, girl. Call the whole thing off. and go directly. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go directly to therapy and figure out why you
therapy.
allow men to put cigarettes out on you. I just don't understand this
Right.
concept. I wish a
Goodness.
Negro would.
That part.
I'd be on the night news. I tell you that.
Yes. So true.
Cigarettes out on that girl, and she thought it was okay. She's a weird.
Mm-mm, love. It was love.
It was love. Oh, and then speaking of love, this is the same woman that asks Chris every single day, "Do you love me?" Like, girl, if you don't stop.
Right.
She's so needy. She's just so needy. But
Yes.
anyway, but
I
at least he
agree.
drove. At least he drove. I'm gonna give him credit
Yes.
for that. He drove,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever her deal was, she didn't feel the need to lead and drive the vehicle. So
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate both of them in that aspect of their living. So I don't know anything. Oh, what did you think about the uh Married at First Sight's first King pageant? What did you think about it? What did you think about Chris' participation in it?
I thought it was odd. I'm not sure how that came about, why it came about. I did not agree with the top. I mean,
You didn't like his top, and you didn't like his top, the topper on top of the top, the wig that he wore.
all of it,
Was that
all
supposed to
of
be
it.
like a mullet? Was that the idea that was supposed to be like a mullet wig for him?
Right, I think so. But it was, I guess it came in with the 80s thing. He brought that for the later party that they had. So maybe he just pulled it out for the pageant too. But he could have just left that with the 80s party thing. But whatever. Chris is Chris. He did not disappoint. It was true to Chris to me.
Right. I'm sorry. I was just
Chris
typing
fashion.
something in. You can go ahead and continue another thought or so because I can get this in.
Oh yeah. But I did like that he tried. Chris is very good with participating and speaking his mind. So he did go in and, do the little pageant thing and placed. I was surprised at that part now that he actually placed. I would think that he would be, towards the end of the list, but he did okay. And I guess we can thank Nicole because she is always willing to help her Chris out. they were last to arrive. I wanted to talk about that part. Last to arrive at the house, even before we get
Yeah.
to the party. And Nicole was really in her feelings. I don't know. It was just like
Well,
she
they
was so
banished him. It
upset.
was funny to me because they banished him straight to the basement. I feel like it was almost like punishment for last week when she was running off at the mouth being Miss Expert.
But I thought she was so close with the ladies, and I thought they would kind of look out for her more. But it seems that changed this
No, it just
episode.
come down to between me and my husband, and you and your husband about the best room or the best room I can get for us. I'm not worrying about anybody that's not there. You should have been there. What
Right.
happened? Because they
And they
started
put
off during
them.
the daytime. Did they stop and take breaks? Did they have to buy the mullet wig? What was going
Hmm.
on?
Right,
Did
right.
she
But I
stop and
did
try?
also.
Did,
Oh, go
listen,
ahead.
did she, listen. Did she stop and try on more lingerie for the dogs to eat up? I don't know. What were
Right.
they doing?
No clue. Bad time management. But I did like the scavenger hunt. That was
Hmm.
cute that Chris came up with for Nicole. And there were
Yeah.
so many positive words and the validation. Like Nicole said, she needs and desires that
Yeah.
validation. I'm the same. I love validation. Give it to me. But the scavenger hunt with the notes was such a
Yes.
good idea.
You know what? You're giving me an idea. I've done that for my children, but I never thought of the concept of doing it for someone you love, an adult, and making
Right.
it an affirmation type of thing. I love that.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love
Go,
that.
Chris.
Go, Chris. And you know what? I just thought about something. Now I'm going to say this. She wants to live with him right away, but what
Hmm.
if? And Chris might be onto something. What if he wants those 9 months so that she can go and get help, get counseling? They can get into. I'm not. I'm not. And serious. All jokes aside. Now, what if? What if? Because he can see. I'm sure he can clearly see, as we see what's going on in front of us, that she's not. I don't want to say she's not stable because I don't think
Hmm.
that stable is the correct word, but she's just not. I think she could use. We all can use adjustments in our
Hmm.
attitude, our mental health. Sometimes there comes times when we need that, and I'm wondering if maybe he wants that time apart so that she can get the help. Because I think sometimes when both men or women get with a partner, they feel like everything is fine. They don't have to work on themselves. But maybe what he's telling her, not in front of the camera, but privately, maybe he's telling her that he wants her to get help and he wants her to
Yes.
heal. And 9 months, it's not a long time. As long as they're seeing each other daily or regularly, I can see that still could work, because if he's going to be faithful to her and she's going to be faithful to him, what would be the difference? They're already
Hmm.
married, as long as they're faithful. But is she going to do some work on herself? And he can also do some work to kind of affirm him being more, the word I'm looking for. He needs a little work still on his assertiveness. He
Yes.
needs a little work on, to me, not trying to be manipulative and using his tears as weapons against her.
Hmm.
He needs to learn how to clearly state what his needs are, but also how to compromise with her, like with the dogs and the things like that. But I actually think, when I think about it, all jokes aside and not trying to be funny, I actually think 9 months for them, as long as they agree upon, they're going to see each other daily, they're going to they're going to FaceTime or whatever, like see each other physically. And the days that they can't, maybe if they're real busy with work and stressed out, maybe it'll be FaceTime 2, 3 times a day. And they're working toward it. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got a whole lifetime. So what is 9 months if you actually improve your situation in 9 months? If you can improve it, the 9 months will go by and you got the rest of your life to be together.
Hmm.
That's
That's
what I'm
true.
thinking. I could be wrong, but that's just me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just think I don't know what. I think there is something, like you said, but I haven't been able to pinpoint it. Same thing with one of the other couples, but I just don't know why he would not say
Oh,
that.
oh, oh, listen, look at what's on the screen. Look what Roro said. She says they need to find a place. One of the reasons also is that it's going to take them time to find a place where they can have all three dogs. And I think they might actually need a house because his dogs are huge. I don't know where he was staying before he met her, but his two
Hmm.
dogs are huge and they're not trained or anything. They're not obedient. They just kind of run all over the
Right.
place. So yeah, I would think they would need a house. So that's another thing too. That's the other reason they're gonna actually need time to locate a place, and then maybe the place is not vacant right away. There may be a 3 month, 4 month, 5 month wait. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Mm-hmm.
really not that big a deal. I mean, now when I stop and think about it, first when you hear it, you're like, oh, he doesn't want to live with her. But if there are extenuating circumstances, like with them having all these extra animals, that's an extenuating circumstance, in my opinion. Plus, her self esteem part is also a thing that they could wait on too. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, great points.
Yeah, so we'll move on. Our next couple, which is surprising that they're down so close to the top, is this couple here. Um, they didn't get into a whole lot of trouble this week.
Right.
Kirsten and Shaq did not get. Let me take this off. They didn't get into a whole lot of trouble. Um, you know, uh, Except him and that wig toss thing was a little different, but we'll get to that. He allowed her to drive. I'm just again, I'm not going to say it anymore. How gobsmacked I am that these black men are allowing and making the black women drive while they sit back and like little boys. I don't get it. Ugh,
I
no,
agree. I agree.
Kirby.
I'm not with it.
Thank you. Kirby, if you're still in the chat, would you let me know if you were with your wife, would you make her drive, or would you let her sit back and luxuriate while you took the driving into your own masculine hands? I know, I gotta rub that in. But anyway,
Right.
what did you think of Shaq? What did you think of him in the pageant? He was pretty spiffily dressed, very snazzy, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. So the suit was too much for me, but it was Shaq. So just like with Chris, it was Chris. The
Mm,
suit was Shaq, but I did not like the suit. It was too much for me.
okay,
I
too
was a
much.
little disappointed. I thought Shaq, was going to win. I really did. Dr. Shaq, he has the style,
Yeah.
but I guess we saw another side of him because his answers were not good. And so I see why he did not win. I see
Yeah.
why. So he kind of disappointed me in the pageant. But
Mhm.
once again, I was not a fan of the pageant, couldn't understand why they did it. So
Well,
I
what
did
did
not
you
have high
let me
expectations.
let me ask you this specifically. What did you think of his walk? I know you say you didn't particularly care for his attire, but what did you think of his walk? Because what was it? I think it was Nicole that said that, oh, he doesn't quite seem to know what to do with himself.
Exactly. He did seem out of place. He did the walk. He tried to do the pageant walk and it just didn't work. I think the walk didn't work, but he tried. He saw it somewhere and tried.
I don't know. Poor Shaq. He just, I don't know.
Yes.
Poor Shaq.
Yeah. He's still my friend in my head.
His wife, I mean, I don't know. Well, do you think she's really feeling him at this point in the experiment, or what do you think?
Yes, I think it's growing. I really do
Okay.
think that she is growing attraction, not just physically, but also mentally to him. And I could see a yes on decision day. I really could.
Really?
From sh-
Now, would the yes be from her or for him, for both of them? Who would it
yep,
be from in this couple?
I'm saying both. I could see a yes from both of them at this point because they are growing, they're trying. And then I think further down in the episode, they were talking about like the bedroom action, and they didn't seem like it had stopped, although they said that they didn't want to share any more details. But it seems like they're still, decent in that area. So it looks like they are growing, they're progressing.
I told you ladies early on in the season, don't you recall? I told you, I said, now if size is what one of her requirements for hot and heavy time,
Ah,
he gets an A+ in that department. Now
oh,
I don't know what he can do with it now. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what he can do. I'm just saying, and I don't mean that like
wait, you
I don't
think
know.
so? How did I miss the size? You did say
Oh,
that, though. I
girl, wait a minute.
remember.
He had those great sweatpants on their wedding night, I believe it was, when they got to the
I'm gonna have to
honeymoon
watch the
suite.
replay.
Hey, girl, and they were at the honeymoon suite after the reception, and she went and sat on his lap, which was weird because we all thought, well, why is she sitting on his lap when she clearly isn't attracted to his bald head? Because this is like the first day. This is the wedding day. But she goes
Mm-hmm.
and sits on his lap and gets that man all riled up. And girl,
Mm-hmm.
when he
You
went to
said it.
stand up, I was like, okay, he gets A+. He gets two thumbs up on that.
You did say that. I remember it now, and I said I was going to go back and watch, and I did not. So I got to go back and watch.
He gets so she can't say nothing about it, like I said now. But what he can do with it, because now
Exactly.
it's layers to this thing now. Okay,
Thank you. That is true. So true.
there's layers to it.
Yes.
But
But
they
they
did
had a
pretty.
good time at
Mhm.
the what was it, like the fair where they were on the rides and stuff. It was cute to see that
Oh
side.
yeah, yep. They did. They went to a place and they were all in the sliding down the big jumbo slide and all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. So I enjoyed that part. Oh yeah, and
Monique.
even
Monique, shame on
um,
you. She's telling us
what did
she
she
hasn't
say?
watched. Shh, keep that quiet, girl. Keep that on the low low, like Shaq.
What? He said like,
Keep that on the low low, girl. Don't nobody have to know. They'll find out later.
wow.
I'm sorry. What were we saying now about Shaq?
Oh, we were just talking about how they got along so well at was it a carnival or I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, just a fun place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was nice to see them there and, enjoying the slide and even the pageant thing. She kind of lit up a little bit when he came out and she was, cheering her husband on. And I
She
think it was
was.
genuine.
She was. I do feel that. I feel like Kristen wants things to work. He's putting forth effort. Okay. Well, we're gonna get to his part because we gotta talk about your Clinty Poo and this pageant girl and that man bun of his.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting. I'm gonna see what you got to say about that. So let's go ahead and do that and get over to them. We've said everything we want to say that you want to say about Kirsten and Shaq.
Kinda. I see Roro's comment about not introducing him to the
Wait a minute.
dad.
Let me see. Right up here.
Yes,
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Why
but
hasn't
me
she brought him around
personally,
the family? Yeah, you go
I
ahead.
don't,
What are your
I don't,
thoughts?
I don't see anything wrong with that. My parents chose not to meet the people, I was in relationships with or even engaged to. So for me
Mhm.
personally, with them being married at first sight, I don't
Yeah.
see an issue with her not bringing the dad around. What 8 weeks in, or wait, we're not even at. Um,
Um, we're about
well, just with
2 weeks away. Yeah.
right. I just don't see an issue with that personally.
Right. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess for me, I'm gonna say this. So I see what you're saying from your perspective, and I respect that. I say though, to me, if you sign up for this process and this experiment, I don't know. It seems like to me they should really make it clear to the participants
Mm-hmm.
that if you're not willing to go all in the 8 weeks, don't bother to sign up. So part
Yes.
of that would be meeting your family for me because how is he to make, we you and I both are followers and supporters of Janice Hilton's channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she
Yes.
talks about collecting data when you're dating, right? So I would
Mm-hmm.
say that for them, even though they're married during this 8 week experiment, I would say this is really also the 8 weeks that you're collecting data. And how can I collect full and complete data on you if you're not going to even allow me to meet your parents, meet your father, particularly her father, because
Mm-hmm.
her father wasn't even at the wedding. See, so
Right.
I have an issue with that. If he doesn't want to be on camera for whatever reason, maybe he's a fugitive from the law. I don't know. Um, but still, why hasn't Shaq met her father one on one without the cameras around? This is an issue for me. Yeah, I say to me, like Kirsten and other people that don't want to put their families out to meet their husbands in that 8 weeks, I say they shouldn't even be in the experiment. That's for me because you're not giving it 100%. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if there's something outstanding where your family member is on ICU and they can't meet them, they're incarcerated or something, that's extenuating circumstances. But she's talking about her father all the time, like he's at the shop. Well, why can't her and Shaq jump in the car and go see her father at the shop at the shop. He could take a 15, 20 minute, 30-minute break. It doesn't have to be it's like even that long, but the fact that he meets him and gets a sense of this man, there's something wrong. Yeah, like
Hmm.
like like Ellen is saying, is her dad even around? Exactly. This is a woman that says she's a daddy's girl. I call BS on that. You're not a daddy's girl. If your daddy couldn't even show up for your wedding, I don't think you're a daddy's girl because he's not
I
invested.
agree.
So I,
Yeah,
I I got an issue with that. That's my
yeah,
problem with it. That's
yeah.
my problem. She's not allowing Shaq to collect all the data. Now, on the other hand, on his side, Kirsten has met his mother, and his mother is a meddling mother-in-law, which is
Mm.
obnoxious to me. Like I wouldn't want her to be my mother-in-law.
Oh, me either. Oh no. And
How
I
she
think I
gonna
would have
call that?
kind of set her straight on that phone call.
Yeah, yeah, you need to do that. You need to start with boundaries. Cause like how you gonna
Hmm.
call me up? You need to support him. You better support him. You need to do this. Excuse me, mom. Excuse me,
Hmm.
my husband. My husband. By the way, his mother never was able to give her any kind of concrete answer as to how she has supported him in the past, what has worked for her. So like how are you gonna call me up and you don't even know how to uh really clarify and give substance to what you're saying. You're just saying this word
Yeah.
support, support, support. But just like Shaq, you don't know how to define it. You don't know how to describe it. You have no examples. Get off my phone, lady.
Yes.
Get
Right.
off my phone. Goodbye. Click. Okay.
Yeah.
That's me. That's how I feel about it because the tone that she took, I wouldn't have had a problem with her calling and saying, Kirsten, dear, blah, 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 some warm up conversation, some chit chat, as
Hmm.
they say. And, dear, I just kind of a little, curious as to how things are going. How are you dealing? How's it, I know you guys are still in newlyweds, da, da, da. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Ease into it and then say, well, just to let you know, I wouldn't have even told her that, you need your support. I would have did it like this. I would have said, just, to let you know, like, Shaq, sometimes he gets stressed out and ways
Hmm.
that I have supported him as his mother in the past, XYZ, ABC, DF.
Yeah.
And then I would have said, and I know you're going to do a wonderful job, and I know you are doing a wonderful job, and I just appreciate you and love you as my daughter-in-law. I
Yeah.
love you, baby.
Nope.
You gotta be sweet. You gotta be sweet to these young women,
Perfect.
but
Yeah.
not like, oh, you gotta support him, like a bulldog.
Yeah. Basically saying Shaquille is telling me everything that's going on, and now I know you're not doing your job.
Exactly, 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 exactly. Like, we know that he's a whiny baby boy child. We know.
Hmm.
We really know that. And like, I don't think she needed to know all that right off the bat.
Right.
You
I
know,
don't either.
I don't think she needed to know that, but I'm not surprised. It's those old whiny old Shack again. But we move on. We progress. Last but not least, we go to this couple, and that would be, girl. I still got and we haven't seen them in a month of Sundays. Mac and Dom is still on the machine here. But last but not least, we get to this couple, the pageant couple.
Oh wait, Clinton Gina, right?
Oh, did we didn't do them?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Oh, my bad. My bad. Oh, we're gonna have to rush because I got another line.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me get back. Let me get back over here. You're right, Clint and Gina. Clint and Gina. Okay, Clint and Gina.
Yay! Claps,
Yay!
claps, claps.
Clap, 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 clap. I gotta
They
find
are
my
sharing a bed.
what?
Look, we just
Yeah.
gotta go there.
And I was like, what? You know what? It was so funny to me. You know what was so funny? Let's start with that. You know what was so funny to me? That was like the world's largest bed because Gina was like all the way to the right, and Clinty Poo was all the way to the left, and there was like enough
Yeah,
room to fit like two more people in between.
right.
I was like, what?
Yes. Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I was thinking the
girl.
beds are so small until I saw them two in bed, and I was like, wait a minute, they may be big because Gina was
Well,
all the way on the edge.
right. Well, this was, remember now we're at the retreat, which is a different bed. This is a retreat, and I'm imagining that they got king size beds. But back at
Mm-hmm.
home, I think they may only have queen or even full.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Those are small beds in their bedroom
Yes.
in their apartments. They're small. So
Right, right, right.
I'm guessing they're maybe queen size. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was an extra like a king size. And Gina made sure she made all use of it.
Yes, she did. But it was good to see them agree to sharing the bed. And Gina seemed positive the next day. She, even now, the after party, she was saying that it was okay. And I bet they're going to continue it because you know how it is. You get used to sharing the bed and then you go back home. I don't know if they're going to go back to sleeping in separate rooms, but I look forward to seeing what happens there.
Right. I'm kind of a little backed up behind on my comments. So sorry guys, I'm getting them up on the screen still. But yeah, like I don't know though. I don't get the feeling that Gina necessarily is going to continue that because she seems so awkward with it. And then what do we think about Clint in the pageant? In the married at first sight, first time king pageant. I thought he looked rather interesting. I thought he looked very cute with the man bun. I like that on him,
Yes.
and that he
Yes.
showed his whole frontal body. Like he has a nice chest, I think.
Hmm.
I
Me
was
too.
impressed.
I was impressed. Love the look. I like the man bun on him, Gina. Shout out to Gina for suggesting that.
Yes, yeah.
And I think he looked good with the, opened up jacket or whatever it was, showing off his chest. A plus across the board for Clint and his look at the pageant.
Right. Yeah, I did. I definitely liked his look. What do you guys think? Did you like Clint's man bun? Did you think his chest had enough muscles? What did you think? Oh, listen to Monique over here, like, OMG, sharing a bed. Yeah, isn't that the new thing that these married people are doing nowadays?
That's funny.
Sharing a whole bed. Oh my lord, my word.
Right. But yeah, that was really it for them, other than, going deeper at the after party.
Oh,
Um,
no, I don't think I saw it this week. But wait a minute, hold that thought, and I want you to update us on that. But before we say that, what did you think? This was my shocker this week. Was not shocker, but I was so disappointed in Gina. I'll say that is that
mhm,
when they were all having dinner and they were out on the balcony and eating the dinner. And they went around and discussed how they were doing. And Gina just rudely pointed out, well, we're friends and everything, but I don't want to be married to a friend. I got friends. I got plenty of friends. And I thought to myself, I
mhm.
said, yeah, because every last one of them work for you. I don't know if you have any friends outside that shop.
Oh,
We
good point.
we haven't seen them, but to her point about her husband, I think your spouse, your partner could be your best friend. Could and
Hmm.
maybe you might want them to be. I think I would
Right.
want mine to be, but I said, as far as her, like, maybe she's saying because they haven't had hot and heavy time, then why doesn't she put some effort toward that? Why doesn't she do like some
Hmm.
of, the other lady had a lingerie on? Why doesn't she touch him, allow him to touch her, kiss her,
Yeah.
kiss him? And I'm not saying that you have to go all the way like home run, but if you haven't gotten to the first couple, two, three bases to see what it's like,
Hmm.
then how do you know that, because maybe something will ignite by the time you get to the second base.
Right. So true.
Because I don't think Clint's a bad looking guy. He's got a great job. Looks like he's got a good career, comes from a good family, and he seems to
Hmm.
be ready. He doesn't have a bunch of kids running around from, that he had outside before he got married. He's good
Yeah.
marriage material. He's not like Eris. He's not a F boy. He's not
Right.
like Shaq. He's not a effeminate man. He's a manly man.
No. Right.
So I
And
don't
he's
see.
funny. He's
He's
funny. That
oh
is important to
yeah,
me. I love for my man to make me laugh.
yes.
And Clint is funny.
Girl, girl, yes. I mean, wait a minute. We left out one of the biggest ones and I know you love this, and I do too. He cooks well.
Yes. Yes.
What's not to
Check,
love
check,
about
check.
Clint? What's not
Right.
to love about Clint? I really think this is on Gina. I think my comparison is that Gina is just like Eris, and the problem is not with either of their spouses. The problem is inside of them. I
Mm-hmm.
suspect that neither of these people, neither Gina nor Eris, have had healthy relationships, romantic relationships in the past. This is my
Right.
suspicion, and I would love for the host. What's his name of the reunion? What's the guy that hosts the reunion all the time? Uh,
Oh,
the bald
oh
headed
my
black guy.
gosh. Right.
Guys,
I
drop
just
it
keep
down
thinking
in the
Frasier. That's all I can
Frazier,
think.
Kevin Frazier.
Kevin, yes.
Yeah, if Kevin could ask these people these questions, or even the experts, it'd probably been better for an expert to ask them what were their relationships like in the past. But I suspect
Mm-hmm.
that Gina hasn't had a healthy romantic relationship in a long time, and I doubt if Eris has ever had one.
True.
He's just for the sheets. That's all he's for, the streets and the sheets.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we've covered them. I think. Is there? Oh, you were going to tell us about the
Yes.
after party real quick. Yeah.
Oh, they just went into more detail about the bear and how the bear was in the car eating the food or whatever out and how Clint went out. But Gina did say one point that it felt natural and normal to sleep with Clint in the bed. So I thought that was a great point that she said on the
Oh,
after party.
nice, nice. Well, then maybe she will keep it up then, and then maybe that being in the bed together will lead to other more intimate things.
Yes. Maybe a kiss.
Oh gosh, these people been married 6 weeks and they haven't kids yet. You know what? Throw them all away. Throw them all away. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna press on. Last but not least, we get to my least favorite couple. Only because of him, because I love her. I love her. I think she's beautiful. I think she's smart. I think she's an excellent catch for a wife. But I think she
Mhm.
just like as well as Nicole needs to work on her self-esteem. She needs to do that work before she gets into her next relationship, because I don't think
Yes.
this is going anywhere. But what were your thoughts about them this episode?
I like how they started out. They're still laughing and joking, getting along. I'm disappointed that Jasmine is still wanting to progress further with, I guess, intimacy was her words, but it
Mm,
was pretty
yeah.
decent. They had nice conversation. He won, king, whatever. Can't believe it, but we'll just
Right,
leave
right.
that there.
We'll leave it there. Yeah, but I'll say this though too, due to her coaching, I think in part too, and in
Yes,
part probably because of the producers, to be fair.
yes,
But
yeah. And
yeah,
I
she
think it would have looked bad for him to lose, being that she is a pageant queen for real.
right, right, right. And of course, as always, he turned it into all about him. Take my picture on the bed. Like, you said this is the standard pose for a beauty person. I think she meant for the women eras, duh. But he
Right.
needed to have his sash on, and he needed to, which we did find out that sash, the reason why it was always turned backwards was because what? What did it say on the sash? Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Me.
If Married at First Sight, if y'all don't quit being so doggone cheap, like a
Thank you.
bargain basement show. Come on, you guys have been on 16 seasons. Do better.
Yeah. Yes.
Better. Oh,
But yeah, it was.
what's this? I'm gonna see what Roro. She says, I wonder what Eris cousin, the hater, yeah, thinks about Eris now that he can only answer
Oh
to P
goodness.
to PK for pageant king.
Now that's a good question.
That is. I wonder if she gonna be hating on him because she don't like pageant people.
Right.
She
So
gonna feel
true.
like his answer is only for the pageant, and it's all overthought, and it's fake and fraudulent.
Yes. I did like him more this episode, though I do believe that he gave good answers and he was nicely dressed for the pageant. So it was
He
nice to
was.
see that side of Eris. I gotta say it.
Yes, he really was. He was dressed nicely for the pageant. I gotta ask you this, and then we're gonna sign off right after this. I gotta ask you this. So, what did you think? Because I had very mixed feelings about his speech at the dinner table again. Um, I don't know why people call me while I'm in the middle of podcasting. I got a feeling like, why did during the at the table, he was talking about, like, he's going one way with this conversation about jazz, like, he's always kind of uses the public time to kind of low berate her on the sly,
Hmm.
but then he tried to turn it around and say, but yes, but she did this and she put up with me and nobody else could have done that. And I I'm not thinking like, how is that a compliment? And then she got all emotional, and I'm like, girl, if you don't stop letting this guy razzle dazzle you, he can sell you to Brooklyn Bridge.
Right. I don't like that part either. And she spoke on that as well at the after party. And she said he only does that when they're around other people, and she wished he would do it in private. So I feel it's fake. I'm sorry.
Yes,
It's
yes,
sad. Very sad that she is not getting that during the private time only.
right.
Eris is only saying these nice, positive, uplifting things when he's around other people, which makes him look good. And then it makes her look like, well, what's wrong with you? But that's why it's so important to get the behind the scenes and more details when we're assessing these couples. That's why I'm so thankful for the after party.
Right. You're right. You're right because she said it like this is not this guy is literally for the streets. Like she
Yeah.
said that she wish she had done it in private, but it's
Yep.
something about her. I'm concerned about her, and that's another therapy issue perhaps, is why her logic, because she's clearly thinking and she's clearly observing these things that are happening to her, that he's doing to her,
Mm-hmm.
and how he's lightly gaslighting her, much like Elijah Wan gaslighted his wife. But anyway, she's observing it, but then she kind of writes it off and comes up with a justification or an excuse for what he's doing to her. And
Yeah.
I wish she would not do that. I wish she would
Same.
stay in the logic of this man is not good for me. He doesn't make me feel good. He doesn't talk to me good. He doesn't treat me well. And he
Right.
literally does not want to be married to me. So I don't need to put any more of my emotion, hope, and prayers into this marriage. I need to just get to the end of this, thing and just say no.
Well said. Well
Yeah.
said.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. Well, Kimberly, tell them what you got going on your channel. We're gonna slide on out of here as we get ready for put a ring on it.
All right, yeah. So y'all make sure you subscribe Kimberly Reviews on YouTube, Facebook, Kimberly Reviews underscore on Instagram, and we do the live watch of the shows. Well, now we're back down to Married at First Sight because Ready to Love is over. But make sure you subscribe. I appreciate the support.
Yes. Oh, yes. Tell them also if you'll be doing any new shows or if you'll be going live and doing some other
Yes.
things. Go ahead.
Yeah, I plan to do Let's Chat Live like I normally do when we get down on these seasons and we get down to 1 or 0. So I'll just come live and we'll discuss whatever you all want to talk about. So make sure to email me. I'll be going through those emails and I'll try to go live maybe on a Friday or Saturday and we'll just talk about whatever.
Oh, okay. So those are these live chats. So you say they're going to be on what night now?
I'm thinking about maybe doing Friday since that was my normal Ready to Love day or
Yeah,
Saturdays.
that
Yeah,
would be
one of the,
good. One of those.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, definitely go over and subscribe. I'm a member on her channel and I'm also
Thank
subscribed, of
you.
course. And it is a wonderful, wonderful place to be. We love you guys. We're going to say bye now. We're going to slide on out as we get ready for Alex to come in and we're going to do put a ring on it next, right?
Yes. Take care.
Take care.